This is Professor Henry Buisa, Professor of Entrepreneurship. Today, I want to talk about being an entrepreneur. Me and you may not have been born entrepreneurs, but I want to say that we were born to be entrepreneurs. Let's look at what some great people have said. Muhammad Ali, the great Muhammad Ali, said, "To be a great champion, you must believe you are the best. But if you are not, then pretend that you are the best." And William Shakespeare, "In my stars, I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them." Yes, there is an age-long question. Are entrepreneurs born or made? Do entrepreneurs have qualities, traits that they are born with, or do they acquire entrepreneurial skills? That is the question that has been asked many times for a long time. Yes, it is part of a deeply held cultural belief that entrepreneurs are born and not made. Although there is some truth to this, it is actually not the whole story. In fact, belief in this half story may be the reason why many people, and perhaps you listening to me, do not pursue their entrepreneurial passions. Research has shown that entrepreneurs are actually made. They are made from their childhoods, from their families, and life circumstances. They are made from their obstacles, failures, and successes. And most importantly, they are made from their past and present work experiences. In fact, just listen to any entrepreneur tell you their story. Even the ones that we exalt, they will inevitably tell you about the external factors that shaped their entrepreneurial journey. What do some gurus say? This is Mark Zuckerberg. He says, "The biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that's changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks." So anybody can take a risk. And Muhammad Yunus says, "All human beings are entrepreneurs. When we were in the caves, we were all self-employed, finding our food, feeding ourselves. That's where human history began. But as civilization came, we suppressed it. We became labor because they stamped us. You are labor." We forgot that we are entrepreneurs. And management guru Peter Drucker says entrepreneurs are made and not born. The entrepreneurial mystic, it's not magic. It's not mysterious, and it has nothing to do with the genes. It is a discipline, and like any discipline, it can be learned. And the richest man in Africa as we talk, Aliko Dangote, says, "Motivation backed by good planning and correct action leads to success. It's not a gene." How about Steve Jobs? He says he is convinced that about half of what separates successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is pure perseverance. And Nelson Mandela tells us, "It always seems impossible until it's done." these great minds are telling us something. There is a school of thought that some people are genetically disposed to be entrepreneurs, that entrepreneurs are born, that entrepreneurship is an innate talent. And indeed, the word entrepreneurial talent is almost everywhere. Look at those. Entrepreneurial talent all over. We watch on TV, and with the America's Got Talent. The musicians have got talent. Footballers have got talent. But what does Tiger Woods say? He says, talent is something you are born with, and a skill is something you develop. And he goes on to say, 99% of what you need to succeed in golf are skills. You may have talent, but you need skills. So, you may not be a born entrepreneur, but that does not mean you cannot develop the skills and abilities to become one. Yes, some children are not born athletes, but they are developed even from the young ages. And what does the richest man on the world, as we speak now, say? Bill Gates. He says, if you were born poor, that's not your mistake. But if you die poor, it's your mistake. He's telling us that many of us may have been born poor and mistakenly say we are not entrepreneurs. But he asserts that it will be your own mistake if you died poor. Let's look at that picture. Indeed, entrepreneurship is largely about opportunity identification. Look at the picture again. Can you spot any opportunity lost here? Yes. Some are pulling a load. Somebody wants to give them wheels to help them ease in the work. Say, no thanks. We are too busy. Yes, sometimes we are too busy to notice opportunities. That's what that picture is telling us. So, I am saying, don't be passing over opportunities repeatedly. Look at the word. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. Poor. So, many of us in Africa and elsewhere are poor because we pass over opportunities repeatedly. Look at those talents. Maradona, the greatest. Pele, the legendary. We have Kanu, we have Okocha, we have Drogba, Ronaldo, Messi. Wow. These great talents were still made into even greater ones via training and coaching. They were born with the talents, but those talents were improved. They were made into even greater footballers through training and coaching. As late as December 20th, 2016, the Irish Times say, entrepreneurs are made, not born. So let's get training. And a book by Bill Howlett, From Disciplined Entrepreneurship, the 24 steps to the successful startup, recognizes, identifies, discovers that the demand for entrepreneurship education is growing higher and higher. But the supply of quality entrepreneurship is not. There is a gap. He says storytelling. So there is a crisis in entrepreneurial education because people think that entrepreneurship cannot be taught. Yet this is showing us research published in that book. Research is showing that yes, the demand is high. So the question is no longer, can entrepreneurship be taught? Look at the leading global universities on each a continent. Africa, Asia, Europe, name them. They have established entrepreneurship education programs. The Harvard, MIT, in Kenya, in South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, Europe. Entrepreneurship programs are coming up. That is to prove that we can teach it. So the question now is, how should entrepreneurship be taught? The question is no longer, can entrepreneurship be taught? It is, how should we teach it? And I dare say that in Africa, we are not yet teaching entrepreneurship as it should be taught. We are still teaching it theoretically. We are still giving entrepreneurship students written examinations. We don't have business incubators in our universities, and that is where maybe the problem is. And let's look. Zig Ziglar was an American author, salesman, and motivational speaker. Listen to what he says. You and me were born to win. But to be a winner, you must plan to win. You must prepare to win. And you must expect to win. Planning to win is important. Doing a plan to win is important. And therefore, you can start planning to win now. You can borrow from the MBA strategic management principles. The strategic planning cycle starts with a mission, a vision. Then you set your desired goals and desired outcomes. Where do you want to go? How do you get there? The strategy that will lead you there. How do we measure our success? The measures and the targets. How did we do? You look at the results. And then you say, how can we improve? And you set your cycle going. So I'm saying, you can start your personal strategic planning. Here is your personal strategic plan guide, template if you want. Set now your vision. In the middle, write my vision. Then, in relation to that vision, ask yourself, where am I? Then, where do I want to be? And when do I want to be there? Then, how do I get there? And lastly, how will I know I have arrived? Your personal vision statement will guide your life and provide the direction necessary to chart the course of your days and the choices that you make about your career. Your personal vision statement is the light shining in the darkness towards which you turn to find your way. It illuminates your way. The question, where am I, will require that you assess yourself. What is your human capital? What is your financial capital? What's your emotional capital? What do you have? That little that you have will be your foundation for where you want to go. And so, where do you want to go and when do you want to arrive there? So what is your goal? What are your goals that will guide you to achieve your vision? And then, how do you achieve those goals? What strategies shall you or can you use to achieve the mission and the goals? That calls for your thorough SWOT analysis, your personal SWOT analysis. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Are there opportunities out there that you can grab? But will there be threats that will be disturbing you? That is what we call SWOT analysis. And then, how do I monitor and evaluate my progress? Once you have set a strategy and you are on your path, progress path, monitor consistently. So in my subsequent talks, I will revolve around this personal strategic planning. I'll take step by step, including your personal SWOT analysis. So watch this space. Don't go away. I'm coming back with more motivational talks. For now, this is the end. I thank you for listening and watching. Yes, I hope you enjoyed this talk. I hope you will look for more talks from me. You can reach me, Professor Henry Buisa. That is my email, buihem@gmail.com. You can reach my website, www.mukmik.co.k. You can call me. Corporate bodies can call me for motivational talks for their staff. Yes, that little girl is being trained for agribusiness. She was not born an agribusiness person, but she has studied, being trained. She's following the footsteps. Yes, you can do likewise. Thank you.